Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have this little article that tries to narrow our perspective on what's going on in Ukraine. And obviously, they will look at it, unfortunately, from only one side. Well, you can't solve a problem or win a battle if you don't put yourself in your enemy's shoes from time to time. So this is an assessment that I think it's correct to a certain extent, but with the argument that I will bring changes the whole perspective on this statement. This statement comes from Ukrainska Pravda and sounds like this. Russia has not achieved a single goal in Ukraine in 500 days of war. I would say this. NATO/US has not achieved a single goal in Russia in 500 days of war. I think that fits as well as this one. Why? Let me make my argument. In a situation, let's say you plan to go in the mountainsides with your friends. You plan, you pack things, and you go. And once you go, certain things could happen along the way. Correct? I don't know, you missed a train. When you go over there, you thought, okay, it might be raining, but you didn't expect to rain 5 days. You maybe expect to rain 2 days. Maybe you didn't expect wind, but the wind is blowing stronger. You didn't expect, let's say, bears to be around or things like this. So things change. Or, I don't know, someone gets sick. You might have thought about it, but you didn't plan like, okay, that will happen, this, including some UFOs are going to land on the mountaintop, right? So you can't take everything in every scenario into consideration. You can't. You plan for some, the most obvious ones, and others are there in the back of your head, which are covered probably through planning on the other ones that are too obvious or more obvious that possibly could happen. So here, they say Russia did not achieve a single goal. Well, what were the goals? 4, correct? 4 goals. They said it. Denazification, demilitarization, no NATO for Ukraine, and recognition of the 4 provinces, or Crimea and the Donbass, Zaporozhye, Luhansk, Donetsk, and all that area. So that was the whole goal. Anything so far achieved? Well, a little bit achieved, but not the initial one. You say, yeah, see? Yeah, that was the initial plan. But they didn't expect, for instance, to fight 40 states. They had probably plans in case NATO goes full in, like these guys are almost there. Then we're gonna change the plan. We're gonna have another folder with another, planning. This folder goes away, now we change to this. And in the middle of the fight, you realize that the Americans and everybody else send even that. Okay, this folder goes away, let's get the next folder. Why? Because some things change sometime. You can think about them, you can plan. Okay, what if they kick us off the SWIFT? Probably they will not do that, but in case they do that, we're going to do this. You like in a chess match or game, how you want to call it. The same here. What if he does that? You think 2 or 3 moves. Okay, put aside. What if he moves that piece? You're going to do this. What if that? What am I going to do? The same here. I'm pretty sure they had all this figured out. Why? Look how easily, I say easily because there's no massive or not even great changes in the Russian economy or in the ruble or the political system or in the social movements, anything. These guys here expected Russia to collapse in 2 weeks, as Russia expected Ukraine to collapse in 2 weeks under their attack. But if it were Russia against Ukraine, that would have happened. I'm 99% certain that would have happened. But unfortunately for the Russians, they didn't, plan as the first thing this. The second one, this was their first plan. We fight these guys, the other guys are not going to intervene. Plan 2, we fight these guys, those guys will intervene. That's where we are. And plan 3, we attack these guys, those guys will intervene. Now to what extent? Well, this extent, okay. So yes, it's 500 days into this, but remember, Russia is not fighting Ukraine only. Because Ukraine, without the help of the other 30 states from NATO and so on, would be gone. Would have been gone in March. Remember when they negotiated in Istanbul in March? The last one out of 5, I think, meetings they had. So yes, it's true they didn't achieve any of the 4 goals. It's true. The war is not over yet. The problem is things change. So if you analyze it by the initial plan, yes, they didn't. That's correct. Neither did the other guys succeed in destroying these guys. Because if you think, as these guys try to make us think only like that, oh, it was the unprovoked Russian attack against Ukraine, and they wanted to conquer Ukraine and then conquer Europe, but that's it, and we just defend them. We defend them because the next day they're going to be at our door knocking and kicking the door in. If you think about that scenario, okay, go in a basement, stay over there, work over there, okay, consume via ordering online, don't get out, don't see the sun outside at all, right? Keep your mouth shut, pay your taxes, drink your beer, watch a stupid view and other games and so on, and that's it. You are a good consumer, good 21st century citizen in the free world, all right? But some others, like me and you, for instance, are a little bit different, and we have a little perspective, nuanced perspective based on evidence, not on our desires and ideologies. The fact is, these guys did that, and I told you why. The other guy said, we don't care about your concerns, your strategic concerns and your national security. We don't care. Only we care about ours. Okay, then. And we get this one. They don't talk about the 2014, the coup in Ukraine. They don't talk about who supported that, who recognized the new government, a democratic elected government of Yanukovych overthrown with the help of outside. I mean, they don't talk about this one. Why? If you put those in, all that unprovoked and all that thing, kind of, it's a little bit more nuanced, if you know what I mean. So yes, the prize here is not Russia overall, is not even China, it's the whole globe. That's what it is. And these guys they stand in the way, Russia. And Russia is the first door that these guys have to break to get to their goal. And the next door is going to be China. And after China, that's it. After China, I'm not talking about Iran or North Korea. These are little fish. And everybody else will get the hint, which would be India, would be Brazil, will be other countries. They're going to get in line, you know what, like, just like that. So it's not, these are just, stepping stones. Russia, China. And even China might learn the lesson if Russia collapses. And say, let's tone it down. We're next. Or say, you know what, we're not going to be pushed around. We're going to fight harder than the Russians. Or something like that. So if you look at this with that perspective, which I know it's crazy perspective, why? Because they don't talk about it. Like they know everything. Like they are the, gatekeepers of the truth. They're not. They're not. There's interest over there. They tell you what you need to know in order to support the agenda. The agenda is, I think, and I'm entitled to think that way based on the evidence. That evidence what? Look what's going on with I can do something, you can't do something. I can break the law, you can't break the law. But we need a rule-based world community and all that. But I mean, if you watch my videos, you will understand and look all my evidence I provided. And what can I say, my friends? Don't fall for it. So it's true. Yeah, they didn't achieve it. They didn't achieve it yet. Will they achieve it? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see who cracks. The Russian or the guys here that are actually not in Europe. They're outside of Europe. Or maybe they're all over, let's put it this way, because the interests are not located in a head office in Washington, D.C. or London. No, the head offices for these guys are wherever. It's a globalist hegemony. So anyway, I'm not saying the Russians are just the defenders of, no, but these guys did not accept the Russians at the table as equals. Neither accept the Chinese. So they feel like, if you remember the medieval times, when you have the king at the table, and you have the mime over there, the stupid of the court or whatever, crazy, pop, 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 pop. Okay, and the artists of those times being over there and just toss some food here, some crumbs. That's how is actually, that's what's going on over here. You have one king and he just feeds whomever and they kiss the ring and suck the lemonade and whatever. And everybody else stay over there and I'm the one. Now, the problem is, if this would be the philosopher king, Plato or Socrates, then yes, you would say, yeah, but I think that's impossible. It's impossible even to achieve. I disagree with that philosopher king. On the paper sounds very good, but in actuality, in reality, no, because it's human nature, and human nature, you can't just change it. We have our limitations, and our limitations are very limited just to stay that way. So, it's true. Did not achieve their goal, but things changed in a big time. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.